Hello, Fruit Force. Once again, this is Captain Fruit reporting for duty, and today I just wanted to talk about some of the events that's been going on a lot lately, and just share a few of my thoughts on them. Before I do, just, I haven't been around as much in the live streams lately, but that's partly due to my fault because I've just been so busy. I'm in the process of moving a parent in that no longer has the ability to take care of himself in the best way, and that's a lot of work because I'm requiring taking care of all the finances, getting the house ready to have him move in, as well as then I'm working on his house to turn around and sell it. That way he can get as much money out of it as possible to just to help him in his future. And that's been taking a lot of my time. But otherwise, I have been invited to streams. Several of them. Angle Teens I Love Comics always invites me. Several other ones have been absolutely great inviting me. So, things like that. So I'm not shunned as far as I know from the industry. Though I will say, hey, EVS, you haven't sent me an invite to a stream in a while. Maybe you should. if you want. Not maybe you should, but only if you want. I hope it wasn't said wrong. Nobody has to invite me to anything. It's all by choice. So with that said, recently there was an issue with a Linkara tweet, and Linkara tweeted, "Let's do some positivity. Named some really good comic reviewers out there, particularly video ones that focus on positive reviews to promote the medium, give historical lessons / summaries of material, racist or homophobic, or ruin my childhood ones need not apply." Now, this was met with some very mixed responses, if you will, and I think very well should be. For example, Douglas Ernst did a response to that, and he was promptly blocked. And then there was more talk, which was clearly talking about him. And, I never like that when somebody blocks and then puts you on blast like that too much. I think it's a pretty shady thing to do, let alone... I don't know, maybe just Linkara wanted some positivity. I don't know. But, it is a little bit hypocritical. Not a little bit. It is a lot hypocritical of Linkara to put a statement like that and then block anybody that, sort of shows him his hypocrisy. I mean, it is Linkara on top of the fourth wall, where he lets bad comics burn, right? That's not exactly the most positive. Linkara is not known to have the most positive channel at all, but nonetheless, some people were responding and giving particular channels, and my channel was one of them mentioned. So, by the way, thank you for that. I greatly appreciate it. But with that said, we live in a divisive world, and Twitter is not a good place for conversations, in my opinion. It really is not. There leaves something. There's a lack of something when it's only text and it's not a face-to-face, which you increase even better, or even just verbal. Live stream verbal is in my opinion, 10 times better for a communication than written. Because there's other things that you can pick up on, nonverbals. And when I mean that, pick up on, I'm not for a gotcha moment, but so you can understand the other person, where they're coming from, whether they're getting enraged, or they're really angry, or they're just passionate about something, or does it not affect them? The cues are there to help the conversation, which just aren't there in Twitter. But it's very poor form, in my opinion, when you make a comment like that blankets and obviously can be attacking to some, and then when you're responded to it, your instant thing is to block and play victim. That's shameful. So therefore, in my opinion, Linkara created a fifth wall, the block wall. Where he can throw crap and not get any back. And I'm not a fan of that. And just be up front, too. I've watched some of Linkara's videos, and I think he's had some very good videos. His Spider-Man ones about One More Day were good. He's done some good Teen Titan ones, if I recall. I've enjoyed some of his work. I don't watch his channel regularly, I'll be honest with that, but I watch one once in a while. But I just don't like that whole, let's throw shade and play the victim. It's something we've seen from the comic creators time and time again. So Linkara is somewhat, in my opinion, becoming the very thing that, it's almost like he's fought against a little bit. But, there's no doubt where he leans, I think, politically, and that's not the point really here. But his ideology is slanted a little bit too. Once again, it's that play the victim game. And I'm not a big fan of the victim game. It's just, wrong. So how do you feel? Have you been called out? Do you felt like you were called out by a Twitter person and then just blocked afterwards? It's like inviting trouble, inviting to play victim. I'm going to say something bad so I can play victim and get sympathy. Is his channel's views down maybe or something? What did he have to gain from that? I love this all of a sudden these people going, well, let's talk about positivity. Well, then you start it. You be positive. If you want a positive statement, you need to be the positive catalyst. And what I mean by that is, especially when you're in a position of power, your actions show a lot more than just words. Anybody can go and tweet, hey, let's say something positive today. And that doesn't mean a dang thing. If you have true charisma and a way of promoting yourself with power and carrying yourself with power, you can change things. And I'll give you an example. You can see this at the workplace. If you come in cranky and complaining about the workplace, everyone in that room is going to agree and dogpile and most likely become cranky too. You actually bring down that room. But here's the challenge for you, Linkara. If you're listening to this, I'm not chastising you or anything in that case. I'm just saying maybe you made a poor decision. And this is for anybody else. If you want true positive change, you have to go into that room with a positive attitude. Your attitude, your actions actually bring that room up. You can bring the level of professionalism in a workplace up by just your presence, by people knowing that you walked into the room because they know how you are. That's the challenge. So if you want things to be more positive, rather than just asking people to give you something positive, be positive yourself. Put up something positive. Hey, I read this book today. This book was wonderful. I really liked it. What's a good book that you've read this week? Notice that there was nothing really positive in his tweet except expecting other people to do the work for him. You have to do the work as a catalyst to start it. So, for example, if I want to be positive, I'm going to go, hey, everyone, check out Alterna Comics, Mr. Crypt. It's a 3-issue limited series. I've read issue 1 through 3 with both my kids. They absolutely loved it. As a matter of fact, Little Frugal loved it so much that he wrote issue 4 and drew his own issue 4, an 8-pages comic book, because he loved it so much. What did you enjoy? That's the key right there. If you want positivity, you be the catalyst. Don't throw out garbage and say, hey, I'm burning bad comic books, and turn around and expect everybody else to bring the positive. You tend to accumulate and acquire what you call out. And it's easy to find the negative. It truly is. And I'm not saying we shouldn't, because there's another thing too. How is it a critic if a critic can only be positive? That's a really good point. So he said some really good comic reviewers out there. So does that mean only good reviewers are ones that give positive results in references? I disagree. A good reviewer gives an objective opinion on a book or a product or whatever it may be. And I think if Linkara really cared about that, he could have found a few himself and put them up there to share. And I guess in the way he's doing a little bit of that, right? But then that whole thing, racist or homophobic, ruined my childhood, needs not apply. But what's he consider those things? Is it if you're negative, you're racist, homophobic, and ruined my childhood? Because you can give a negative review and not be any of those things. We want objectivity. That's the key. And I think Linkara misses that. He's getting into that SJW bandwagon. He's been reading too many SJW tweets that anything negative is homophobic, racist, or ruin my childhood, and that's not the case. There's a lot of great reviewers out there that are none of those things, but all they are is objective. And I suggest taking some time to check them out. All right, well, that's my spiel. That's what I just wanted to talk about. I want to know what your thoughts are. What's your thoughts on this situation? Is Linkara just trying to drum up some publicity? Because I know Channel Awesome's had some issues. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And by the way, if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. Spread the word about this channel to others. My goal this year was to hit 2,500 subscribers. I'm not going to make it. I don't really think so. I'm getting close to 2,100. I never really cared about subscriber number much before. I really haven't. But, I thought I'd give myself a goal. My goals for 2018 were to do 3 videos a week and hit 2,500 subscribers. So, help me out there if you don't mind. Also, if you want to help out even more, you can join the Patreon for as little as $1 a month, where you get some exclusive Patreon videos, as well as get put into the giveaways, where I just randomly select somebody out of the group and send them some things. You don't always hear about them because some of them want to remain anonymous, and that's perfectly fine. And sometimes they're fine with that. I should have done a drawing already, so I should do that drawing this week so I can get the next one out. So hopefully they'll get it within a week or two. So somebody will get a surprise Frugal Force gift. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. Also, so once again, that Patreon there, if you want to get some other things like a Captain Frugal Force mug, a clock, or shirts or anything for gifts or for yourself, I have the minimum markup on those things through Redbubble. So you can go to captainfrugal.redbubble.com and you can get any of those things. I'm not trying to gouge you. A lot of that price is what they charge. Okay, I think I put a 5% or a 10% markup. I'd have to double check on that. I think it's 10. And that money goes towards helping fund the comic books and the channel. The comic book that I'm slowly working on, which is getting there eventually. I'm not going to throw my screenwriter under the bus. He's taken an incredibly long time. I haven't been contacting him as much as I should, and I know I gave him a lot of work because I'm not a comic book writer, so he has a lot of work on his hands to fix my stuff up. So I'm not going to throw him under the bus. All right. Once again, thanks for listening. Until next time, keep it frugal.